Tonight on UI7 News, bus service Suburban Express is in hot water after a statement made on their social media that now has legal officials stepping in to investigate.
Next, the U of I has entered a new partnership with Chicago City Colleges. We'll tell you more about how this will affect future admissions.
And later, we'll give you an update following the vandalism of U of I Chabad Center for Jewish Life's menorah.
UI7 News starts right now.
From the Richmond Journalism Teaching Studio at the University of Illinois campus, UI7 News, your U of I news source.
Good evening, I'm Natalie Stewart.
And I'm David Pierce. Thanks for joining us.
The state of Illinois and the U of I appear ready to restrict a bus company that serves hundreds of students.
UI7's Walker Post reports on why Suburban Express has come under fire after some insulting comments in an email to students.
Suburban Express is facing significant backlash after sending an email to their customers saying, "You won't feel like you're in China when you're on our buses," citing the university's large population of Asian students. Senior and China native Jinyi Zhang has ridden the Suburban Express several times to get to the airport and says she's never experienced discrimination.
I don't understand why being a Chinese or an international student should be judged. I mean, no one should be judged by their nationality or race.
Suburban Express issued an apology stating, "We agree that having a healthy mixture of different cultures and ethnicities is valuable." But the company offered criticism of the University of Illinois' high tuition rate for international students, stating, "We're not comfortable with the idea of selling our university to the highest bidder." Now, Attorney General Lisa Madigan is trying to determine if Suburban Express violated the state's Human Rights Act. And the university is working with the Student Senate to also take action against the business. Suburban Express has 4 pickup and drop-off locations on campus, including Alkeld Hall, which is a university building. The school is reviewing its policies to determine if they will potentially restrict where and how the company picks up students. Peoria Charter Director of Operations James Wong thinks the statements might affect Suburban Express's business.
I know a lot of the students are unhappy about it, so I'm sure it will affect our numbers, but we have the equipment to handle it.
Zhang says she and others will be boycotting the company moving forward.
The international student here can only bring benefit to this campus.
Suburban Express issued their second apology yesterday, saying the initial statement was grotesquely xenophobic in nature, and we apologize for this indefensible statement. In Champaign, I'm Walker Post, UI7 News.
It's time to get your car ready for winter. Now UI7's Anike Awoye has the scoop on winter auto preparations.
Urbana motorists are starting to get a real feel for winter. Some auto experts shared a few tips to prepare you and your car for winter driving.
Jim Harms is no stranger to toughing through Champaign-Urbana's winter driving conditions.
In fact, 5 years ago, I was driving 2 blocks from here on University Avenue on an icy day, and my car got stuck.
As we head into colder weather later this week, Harms says he plans to drive more cautiously during the snow and ice.
I drive slower and I don't accelerate quickly during the winter.
According to Tony Martin, owner of M&M Driving School, Harms is right about slowing down on winter roads. And if your wheels do start to slip, he says it's most important not to panic.
If you do feel your car start to slide, most people's first instinct is to hit the brake. You do that, even with anti-lock brakes, it's going to cause the car to slip a little bit. Your best recourse is you take your foot off the pedal and the car will kind of straighten itself out a little bit, then you gently apply the brakes.
Preparation is key for winter driving. That's why experts recommend that you head to your local auto store to pick up supplies to have in your trunk. They recommend having things like a window scraper for heavy snow, as well as having a blanket in case you're caught in the snow and have to wait a long while.
Mechanic Rudy Melzer says you should get your vehicle checked out at your local auto shop to prevent emergency situations.
Starting to see the seasons change a little bit. Don't wait till the last minute.
But Melzer says you shouldn't be afraid to open the hood to check if your car is winter ready. On your own, you can check things like windshield wiper fluid, the condition of your battery cables, and antifreeze. Harms doesn't drive in the winter very much, but says he's prepared in case he does find himself in trouble.
I carry a tow rope. in case somebody else needs to be towed or I do.
If you do find yourself driving in harsh conditions, remember to drive slowly, stop early, and read your car's owner manual for emergency instructions. In Champaign, I'm Anike Woye, UI7 News.
Well, it's December now, and the colder weather is finally sweeping in this week. UI7's Luke Shakota shows how Champaign-Urbana and the U of I are prepared to handle the cold and the snow.
Winter is here, but it certainly has not felt like it. Yesterday, Central Illinois experienced a high of 64 degrees, but that may change this week with temperatures expected to drop to the 30s. U of I Facilities and Services is responsible for the snow and ice removal of 147 parking lots, 10 miles of bicycle paths and lanes, and more than 200 buildings on campus. Their manager of communications and external relations, Steve Brettweiser, says the faction has its ways of dealing with the extreme winter this year.
You have building service workers that do snow removal on the entrances to the facilities. If you think about all those steps, like at a Cranert, I mean, they're clearing those off. You also have transportation working to clear snow from the parking lots and the university roads that run through campus.
U of I students and CU residents have enjoyed the warmer temperatures in the colder months, but with the holidays now in full bloom, we can expect a normal, colder December this week. And as for the City of Champaign as a whole, Public of Information Officer for the City of Champaign Public Works Department, Chris Kester, says the department is more than prepared to help.
Some of our streets intermix with campus as well as some of Urbana's, and if there's a trouble area that we might need to pay attention at, we're really good at communicating back and forth with our community partners.
So with the salt, plows, and the frigid weather starting late this year, CU has the tools and skills it needs to accommodate its residents this winter. In Champaign, Luke Shakota, UI7 News.
The first day of winter is still a couple weeks away.
But it's already getting cold in Champaign-Urbana.
UI7's Ruga Lee is here with a look at the Fastcast for tonight.
It's certainly much colder, and you probably have taken that winter jacket or hoodie out of the closet. A cold front passed through Illinois last night, bringing a big drop in temperatures, and it might be here to stay a while. Let's look at the forecast for tonight. The low will be 24 degrees, and the wind speed is 14 miles per hour coming from the west. I'll be back to check on the forecast for the week ahead in a few minutes.
Up next,
see how a Grinch is trying to spoil the Christmas season for CU residents.
Later, we'll give you an update on the new menorah construction at the U of I Chabad Jewish Center.
And when we come back, learn more about a sexual assault report that happened this past weekend.
What to expect when you're expecting.
What happened?
A teenager.
Today we're talking about how to wake up your teen, and this works literally every time.
Give kisses. Give kisses. Look. Give kisses. Give kisses. You heard how loud that was.
I know,
sleep through that.
I heard. It wasn't you.
Yeah.
It was the...
Is that bacon?
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Bacon.
Families come in all sizes and shapes. Sometimes your friends are your family by choice, or sometimes you're just stuck with Uncle Charles. But what we know is that you want to protect the people that are close to you, but the flu can unravel everything. Your flu vaccine protects you and your family. No matter what draws your family together, protect yourself, protect your family. Everyone needs a flu vaccine.
Okay.
Good morning, Illini.
Hey, good morning, Illini, and selamat pagi.
Good morning, Illini.
Chicago community students who work hard at their city colleges may be soon gifted with an early acceptance letter to the University of Illinois campuses. U of I has joined the 2 other Universities of Illinois campuses in the Guaranteed Admissions Transfer Program. Other state universities include Illinois State, Northern Illinois, and Eastern Illinois. The program is designed to allow students that attend a community college in Chicago to transfer to a state university. Students must earn 60 hours of credit at CCC and match university prerequisites and grade point average requirements depending on the specific campus. Meanwhile, applicants for next year who met the early admission deadline could receive an early decision on December 15th. U of I admissions last year received 38,000 applicants and 23 of those were accepted.
The Illinois Jewish Center is getting a new menorah after multiple acts of vandalism. UI7's Grace Asabu introduces you to the concept behind the new construction.
Construction has begun on a brand new menorah outside the Chabad Center for Jewish Life at the University of Illinois. The cement has been poured and the area cordoned off for the placement of the new structure. The current menorah standing has been vandalized 4 times in the last 3 years. Less than 2 months ago, 2 U of I students were charged with felonies in connection with the vandalism this past October. Because of all the incidents, the Illinois Chabad decided that a larger, more stable menorah is needed. Freshman student Melech Lapson is excited about the new construction for all that it represents.
I think it's a good message to send the community that that we're not going to back down. We're going to, instead of just like ignoring it, we're going to build a new menorah, a better menorah, to replace as a response to the vandalism that happened to the old one.
Rabbi Dovid Tektel says the menorah will symbolize resilience with both the Jewish and U of I communities.
Immediately, all the students and the community members and alumni and everybody said, what are we going to do to rebuild? But when rebuilding, it's not just about rebuilding the physical, but rebuilding the message of standing tall and standing proud.
The plans are for the menorah to be finished and lit for the first day of Hanukkah, which is December 12th.
It's a festival of lights, and hopefully with the new menorah we can bring more light to this community, a brighter future for us.
The new menorah is expected to stand much taller and stronger than the current one. Rising at about 9 feet in height, the menorah will be reinforced with steel beams and will boast a block eye symbol for the entire Illinois community. In Champaign, I'm Grace Asabu, UI7 News.
Holiday decorations have been stolen out of the front yards of homes all over the area. UI7's Sarah Ricciardi is here to tell us about Champaign residents who have been affected.
There may be a Grinch in Champaign-Urbana. Homes in the area are on high alert after multiple large decorations have been stolen. Meet a couple in Champaign who have been targeted by the Grinch.
Amy Rumsey is a Champaign homeowner that enjoys showing off her holiday spirit through decking out her home in Christmas decorations. This year, she has lost some of that holiday spirit. Her and her husband Bill have experienced their large and expensive decorations taken from their front lawn too many times this holiday season.
We don't believe that they're taking them for their own use. We were stolen from before at our location, and our items were dumped down the road. So if they were taking them because they needed them, then I think that would be a different story.
This 8-foot-tall inflatable snowman and another 12-foot-tall inflatable snowman were stolen outside of this front yard. This is the home of the Rumseys. They love their decorations. They even named this big guy Gunner.
2 Sundays ago, the couple spent the day putting up their inflatables. That night, they heard them deflating.
I jump out of bed, throw on a pair of shorts, tennis shoes, run out, go out the door. I see a guy in a gray sweatshirt with a hood start taking off down the road.
That night, the man ran off, but a couple days later, Amy woke up, walked outside to see the inflatables were officially stolen. It is not only this home that has been hit. Decorations are being taken every week from yards of homes all over the Champaign neighborhood. Amy says she has been reminding people to look out for not only her stolen items, but the items stolen from her neighbors.
We're heartbroken. We kind of feel like it's just people that just don't have anything better to do, and they want to ruin your spirit.
Even the Grinch eventually gave the decorations back. In Champaign, Sarah Ricciardi, UI7 News.
Police are reporting that 2 people were sexually assaulted at a U of I concert over the weekend. The UIPD says both incidents occurred Saturday night at the Waka Flocka Flame concert at Follinger Auditorium. The first report came from a woman who says she was assaulted in a mosh pit during the concert. Police say a similar incident happened at the same event and is being investigated by Campus Security Authority. U of I police have identified one suspect and are continuing to investigate.
U of I police are investigating a campus bicycle accident that seriously injured a student. Witnesses say the student was riding on the bike path near the main library yesterday just after 1 o'clock. Rescue crews from Champaign Fire Department responded to help the injured student. The male student was taken to an Urbana hospital for treatment of a serious leg injury. Police haven't yet released a report about the accident on Armory near 6th, so the name of the student isn't available. But police say no citations were issued.
Computer coding is becoming a highly desired skill due to businesses using apps in their daily operations. I'll show you how some young people in Champaign-Urbana are being exposed to the increasingly popular craft in a way fit just for them. Kids really enjoy using computers and tablets with the many games available on them. 8-year-old Richard Huang loves spending hours mashing buttons at home so much that he wants to make his own software in the future. What do you want to do with computers? Do you want to create games? Do you want to create websites?
Create websites.
Huang and many other children had the chance to learn how their favorite animated programs work last night at the Hour of Code. The event featured games that tested their logic and problem-solving skills to work through paths to earn prizes. All the user has to do is choose the actions necessary to reach the prize, click the character, and it'll perform those movements. And there it goes. The Hour of Code was put together by U of I student Sylvia Haas on behalf of her organization, Women Computer Science. She was pleased to see the many children participate and says having the skill will make them more marketable when they search for jobs in the years to come.
No matter where you end up, that code will be important for your job, right? If you're a writer in the future, you're going to probably be writing for a website, and being able to code a little bit is going to help you out and put you a step ahead of the competition.
When it was all said and done, young Richard had this to say. And what did you like about the games that you played tonight?
It is so fun.
Hour of Code will be back next year to teach more children how to expand their critical thinking skills. In Urbana, I am David Pierce reporting, UI7 News.
Yeah, that's definitely a really cool story. It's amazing that kids get that exposure to learning how to do that type of technology that soon.
Yeah, it's really cool, and it really helps them prepare them for the future for any job they may want in technology.
Definitely. I think that's the route that the society is going into.
Oh yeah, definitely automated based, all those sorts of things.
Yeah, so that's awesome.
Yeah. Well, the weather has certainly gotten cooler, and when we'll be back, we'll take a look at your forecast after a short break.
We just finished dinner and it was time for homework.
He hates homework.
It makes no sense.
I don't know how he finds anything in his backpack.
I can't find my backpack.
I couldn't even read his handwriting.
Holding the pencil makes my hand hurt.
I know he's bright.
Why is it so hard for me?
He's just gotta try a little harder.
I can.
When you can see learning and attention issues from their side, you can be on their side. Go to understood.org, a free online resource with support and tools to help your child thrive.
I understand. I know it's not your typical resume.
Okay, well.
But candidate. But I've been working double shifts just to pay for books. I've been raising my 2 little brothers. I'm determined, driven, motivated. Isn't that what you're looking for?
Look beyond the resume and discover new ways to develop great talent at gradsoflife.org.
I see you mobbing over her. Let's go. Let's mob. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, we mobbing. Come on, girl. Let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl. Hey, let's crawl. Hey, yo, let's crawl.
Your son wants to get a cat,
I'll really take care of it.
but you're allergic. Do you A, prepare yourself, B, make the best of it,
C squared equals
25.
Good job!
or C, find a loophole. When it comes to parenting, there are no perfect answers, but that's okay, because you don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Yeah, so the cold weather really took me by surprise today. I left the house without my coat.
When I went outside this morning, I literally had to rethink, like, what kind of suit do I want to wear? Because I didn't want to wear, like, the real thin one. I had to wear something that had a little, like, you know, quilt to it.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you gotta stay warm out there, especially when it drops to these crazy temperatures.
Absolutely. And with that being said, cooler and more seasonable weather is settling in.
So it's time to check in with UI7's Ruga Lee to check out the weather this week.
Finally arriving here in Champaign-Urbana area, let's take a look at our local weather. So in Champaign-Urbana area, it's 37 degrees right now, and in Rentoul it's 36 degrees right now, and in Danville it's 35 degrees. And let's take a look at our Midwest temperature. So in Indianapolis it's 33 degrees, and in Chicago it's 34 degrees, and down to Louisville it's 39 degrees. And let's take a look at our national weather. Moving to the West Coast, it's in Los Angeles, it's at 63 degrees right now, and up in Seattle, it's 39 degrees right now. But it's interesting that in the East Coast, New York City, it's actually 58 degrees right now. So not big difference between those two different locations. And let's take a look at our tonight's forecast. So tonight, we will hit a low at 24 degrees with a west 14 miles per hour wind. And let's take a look at our tomorrow's weather. So for tomorrow, we will get a high at 39 degrees, a little bit chance to shower before the noon with a wind speed 11 miles per hour moving from the west. And let's take a look at our 5 days forecast. So on Wednesday, we will get a high at 39 degrees with a low 20 degrees. And on Thursday, with a high 29 degrees, 16 as a low. And on Friday and Saturday, we will have a chance to get snow. So on Friday, we will have a 32 degrees as a high, 20 degrees as a low. And on Sunday, the weather will be a little bit warmer. So we will get a high as 38 degrees and a low 26. So it looks like we will have our first snowfall this weekend, and it's now a perfect excuse to shopping for our winter coats and winter boots right now.
Okay. Well, thanks, Ruga.
Jade Hilton is here now with UI7 Sports.
The Illinois volleyball team is in the Sweet 16, and the men's basketball team will try to snap a 3-game losing streak. I'll tell you about that and more after the break.
What to expect when you're expecting.
Great job.
A teenager.
Today, I'm going to show you how to teen-proof your home. First step, hide the car keys, preferably somewhere they would never look. Challenges will come up. Be ready for them. Hi, honey.
Ready for the... Mom, you don't use mannequins in the mannequin challenge.
You don't have to know it all to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care will love you just the same.
Everything starts out small. The things that hurt us, they all start from somewhere. The words we say, the things we do, they can grow into something else. What was small and innocent can become big and sometimes scary. All it takes is one comment, one picture, one video for something to catch fire. But a big problem doesn't need a big response. Not at first. Even if we don't know what to say, the eye emoji can be that first step we take. Let's all pledge to take that first small step together and change the world in a big way. I'm a witness, and so are you.
GMI is coming to town. GMI? Oh my God, I know that! I know it!
emotionally. It's the first time since I've
Coach, you've made
tremendous flow. It's up and down. There's three of them.
As the holiday season and exam week quickly approaches, some students at the U of I are also preparing for the annual Dial a Carol, and they want you to volunteer to help sing out. Every year for the past 57 years, students and staff at Snyder Hall take calls for alumni and people all around the world asking for Christmas carols. In the past, the service has gained national attention. You can begin making carol requests starting December 14th at midnight. It ends on December 21st, just before midnight. You can call in your request at Dial a Carol at 217-332-1882. Dial a Carol organizers hope to get 15,000 total requests this year.
Illinois volleyball team is still dancing. The Illini took down Hawaii and Washington in the NCAA tournament, earning themselves a spot in the Sweet 16. The Illini will face Michigan State this Friday at 3 p.m. It is the program's 17th appearance in the Sweet 16 and the first for head coach Chris Thomas.
Overall, just really proud of the group, and they've been working hard all season, and it's nice to see everything come together in this moment, and that's kind of what you prep for all season, and it's helped to have a tough schedule in the Big Ten, be able to come through these 5-setters, and the team's kind of gutted their way through a lot of wins this year.
The Illini are led by juniors Jordan Poulter and Ali Bastianelli. Both players were elected to the All-Northeast region by the American Volleyball Coaches Association. Poulter is leading the offense with a team-high 10.7 assists per set. Bastianelli is holding down the defense with 193 total blocks. Right now, she's ranked first in the Big Ten and second in the country. Illinois men's basketball is back in action tomorrow at 7 p.m. The Illini dropped their Big Ten home opener to Maryland by 1 point in overtime. The team is now on a 3-game losing streak after opening the season 6-0. The Illini will look to bounce back against Austin Peay.
I'm proud of the fight. I'm proud of the comeback. Obviously, some decisions down the stretch that didn't work, but that we didn't execute very well. And we've got to continue to learn, and sometimes you have to walk before you can run.
Despite the team's struggle, one bright spot is junior Aaron Jordan. Jordan leads the nation in three-point field goal percentage and is averaging 12.9 points off the bench. The Illini will need another strong performance from him if they wish to avoid an upset. In 1987, Austin Peay knocked off Illinois in the first round of the NCAA tournament. It was one of the biggest upsets in school history. The Illinois women's basketball team snapped a 2-game losing streak with a 16-point victory over Memphis on Sunday. The Illini will take on Indiana State Thursday night at home. This season, the team is 6-4 under new coach Nancy Fay.
Well, I've obviously taken some punches this year, but the biggest thing we're trying to do here is not look back, because that's the only place you're going to go if you do that. So kids know that we're working hard every day at practice, and just trying to make sure we keep that gritty feeling that we've been trying to instill since we started here.
The Illini are led by Alex Whittinger and Brandy Beasley. Whittinger is ranked 3rd in the Big Ten with 25 blocks, and Beasley is averaging a team-high 4.4 assists. Football season may be over, but players are still making moves. Since their last loss to Northwestern, 7 players have announced they are transferring. The most recent are linebackers Julian Jones and Christian Abercrombie, and cornerback Chris James. Offensive lineman Gabe Megazin was one of the first players to announce his transfer and is already committed to Illinois State. That's it for your UI7 Sports Update.
22 years ago on this day, UI7's very own sports producer and news reporter James Boyd was born.
You won. I guess we might have embarrassed him a little bit.
Just a little bit. But happy birthday, James.
Happy birthday to James.
We really appreciate your help, man.
So that wraps up tonight's edition of UI7 News. Thanks you for joining us.
And we'll be back next Tuesday with our final edition of UI7 News. Have a great night.